Hey everyone, welcome to the Captain Drone YouTube channel. My name is Steve, and today Insta360 is launching the brand new X4. Now the X4 is a 360 degree camera, so this is perfect for action people, athletes, people on adventures, people on vacation, or content creators like me. So now you're saying, what is so great about the X4, Steve? Well, it is a 360 degree camera that can shoot in 8K, and because it has a processor fast enough to shoot in 8K resolution, it also has a processor fast enough to do high frame rates, so you can really boost the frame rates on this baby. It's also waterproof to 10 meters, 33 feet, and it has a battery in here that will run for over 2 hours of usage. So this is the part of the video where I stop talking and I let the X4 do all the talking by showing you what it can do. Now please note that every video sequence you're about to see I shot in the highest possible resolution this offered at the highest frame rate, so check this out. If you place an X4 camera on an FPV drone, or any drone for that matter, you do not have to face the camera straight forward. As you can see here, I've left the camera on an angle. This is because when you play back the recorded video, you can move the image to any location you want, like this. Okay, we're recording. Plug this in. Try not to kill my cable again. Most of us are used to flying and filming with a drone like this. You launch your drone and this is what you see through your FPV goggles, and this is also what's recorded in the FPV camera. But when you record with the X4, you can record within a 360 degree sphere, so you can point your camera in post-production to any direction you wish. This means that during every flight, you are filming everything around you, and when you get home and review the video or review it on your cell phone at the field, you can then pick which you want to appear in the resulting video. For example, this is the image coming back in my FPV goggles. There are Canada geese on the left hand side of me, but I really don't notice them. However, when I review the video on the X4, I see them and I can capture it. So here I am reviewing the video from the X4, and look at that, I can see the geese far off in the distance, so I'm going to lock onto them. And that means that no matter where I fly the drone, the geese will always be in the center of the image. And it may look like I'm chasing the geese here, but I'm not really. I'm just flying in a circle in one direction or another, and the X4 is just tracking the geese. Keep watching and you'll see what I mean. When I stop doing a circle and fly straight, well, obviously the geese are going to take off in one direction, but my X4 is going to keep tracking them. Even when going through objects, you can grab a different perspective. Now, chasing an RC plane with an FPV drone is one of the hardest things to do in the FPV hobby. However, with the X4 you can lock onto the plane and the camera will just track it. This means you do not have to fly up and down or try to chase the plane from the rear. You can fly under it or over it and the camera will track it. As an example, Cannon is flying his plane and he flies it high and behind me, yet I can still track it. Now, the higher you lift the X4 off anything that you attach it to, the more the item you attach it to is less in the image. Does that make sense? Let me show you an example. Here we have the recorded view from the X4. You'll notice that that long rod is not showing up and the drone looks far away. This now makes it appear that you have a camera floating in the air filming the drone. But the benefit to this is that when you film other objects, there's less chance of getting the drone in your image. As an example, these planes are going up and down, yet the drone is not in the image. The only time you'll ever see the extension holding the camera to the drone is in a shadow, as you can see here. As well, in this shot, you can see it as I'm coming in for a landing. Now, if you place the X4 on an RC car, well, you can get cool shots like this. And yes, that is a speedometer in the lower left-hand corner. You won't see many RC car channels on YouTube filming an RC car like this because they don't own an X4. So if you wish to film RC car speed runs and have a different perspective, the X4 is pretty awesome. And since it is a 360 degree camera, you can film from any angles. So here I am filming from the side and it looks pretty cool. And yes, I changed the speedometer graphic to a different graphic. So to get different perspective shots on any of the RC gear you own, it just takes a bit of imagination on your part. And then videos that were once pretty boring are no longer boring, they're pretty cool looking. And yes, here again, I changed the graphic of the speedometer while I'm doing my little speed runs here. Now if you're into any sort of athletic activity, you're definitely going to want the X4. Here I'm showing you the external Bluetooth GPS unit that I've placed on my wrist. This is how I gather all the GPS data that goes to the X4, and then I choose what I want to display on the screen, such as the speed, the distance, and the route. Now I'm being a little creative here, and I have the X4 filming me from above so I can face the camera in any direction I want, but the cool thing is it just looks like a drone flying along with me. But I discovered one problem with that, and that is you better watch out for low-hanging branches. Watch this. Yeah, the camera hit one. I didn't damage the camera, but it almost fell off. So with the X4, you can get plenty of shots that look like drone footage. Here you can see it looks like there's a drone in front of me and I'm just driving along, but no, that's the X4 camera out in front. And what makes this 360-degree X4 camera very special is that you can't see the invisible selfie stick that is holding the camera out in front of me. Now if you put the camera slightly above eye level, then you can get a shot like this, which looks like a drone flying above me. And if you put the camera really low to the road, you can get some super cool shots like this that just blow the mind. Now if you're confused about the invisible selfie stick, let me explain. Take a look at this shot. You can't see the invisible selfie stick, however I've passed the entire camera through the metal gate to obtain some really cool shots. I'm not moving the camera in this shot. This is me processing the video after I've taken the shot, so I can pick any angle I wish. This area I photographed was inaccessible to the public. However, with the X4 on the invisible selfie stick, I could just push it through a gate and capture images at any angle just by holding the camera still and straight. Using the invisible selfie stick in this shot, it appears that the camera is floating above me, and it appears that I'm turning the camera from right to left and moving it around and moving it up and down, but I'm not. I'm just holding the camera perfectly still. The X4 can take 72 megapixel 360-degree photos. Check out the resolution of this photo. The reason it's so massive is because it's a 360-degree photo, so after you take the photo, you can then move the image to any position you like so that you can reframe the shot so it looks awesome. You can also select a different aspect ratio for the photo taken, such as a 1:1 ratio, a 9:16 ratio, a 16:9 ratio, a 4:3 ratio, a 3:4 ratio, or my favorite 2.35:1 ratio, which is essentially a panoramic photo. You can also change the field of view after the fact for any photo taken. Here we have the D-warp field of view, here we have the ultra field of view, then we get into the mega field of view, a little bit more fisheye, then tiny planet, which is just insane, and then finally the crystal ball field of view. When you reframe your shot, you can then take a snapshot and rename the file of your snapshot. You can also animate your 360-degree photo. There are several animations to select from. Here's one of the ones I selected. The reason you select an animation is because you wish to turn it into a video, so any 360-degree photo can be turned into any type of 360-degree video. In my tests, I found that many of the animations expect that you've placed the X4 on an invisible selfie stick off the ground. And finally, the last thing to show you with any photo is that you can zoom in or zoom out as you wish. The X4 camera is capable of shooting super slow motion, high resolution 360-degree video. This segment of the snow falling was shot at 120 frames per second in an entire 360-degree view. What that means is that I can follow individual snowflakes as they fall from the sky, as well as look in any direction I desire. The X4 has a feature called Me Mode, which is perfect for social media. You simply attach the X4 to the invisible selfie stick, hold it out in front of you, and walk around, and the X4 will capture you and only you. So this is supposed to ignore everybody else and just capture me holding it out like this. Okay. So I should go to walk by you. I go by Peter. Come around, Peter.
It's easy enough to put in a plane with stability.
Where's my copy?
Whoa! Go through.
How'd you ignore you, Steve?
I know. Here I am using Me Mode while riding a bike. This is great for social media because you don't have to worry about where your camera is pointing. No matter which direction the camera is pointing, it will always capture you and only you. Now, Me Mode also has a cool feature where you can record at 120 frames per second, which is going to result in some serious slow motion. Motion ND is a filter that you can apply after you take your video to anything where there's movement. So if you look at the screen, look at the bottom portion where anything's moving, or look at the right hand side where I'm getting close to the leaves, the branches, everything looks like it's whizzing by. That's what Motion ND does. Video from the X4 can be modified using AI software that's available on the Insta360 app, which means you can take a simple video like this and turn it into this. Or place your environment underwater like this. Or a beautiful night of stars like this. Or you can take a simple video like this and turn it into this. Or this. Or take the video I shot of my RC car and turn it into this. Or this. The time shift option stabilizes and smooths out any video you've taken and speeds it up so it looks pretty cool like this. Bullet time is a feature on the X4 that allows you to spin the X4 over your head and obtain video like this. As you can see, the X4 locks on you as well as the horizon and the ground and produces a slow motion, smooth video. The video is recorded at 120 frames per second at 5.7K resolution. The effect is supposed to resemble some of the effects you may have seen in the movie The Matrix. Now you can also record at 240 frames per second in 3K resolution. However, this is the result you get. I don't think the resolution comes across that great, although the effect looks pretty cool. I was at my local field and some of the guys were flying fast-moving RC planes, so I decided to try to capture them by holding the X4 camera still in the air.
Scary.
Whoa! Now let's take a quick look at the physical features of the X4. On the upper portion you can see a series of microphones, as well as an 8K camera lens. Please note that the X4 does come with lens protectors, and if you don't know how to install them, a tutorial is provided the very first time you turn the camera on. Looking at the lower half of the X4, you'll find the extremely large removable battery as well as a slot for putting your micro SD card. Removing the battery shows that it is a 2290 mAh lithium-ion battery that will give you over 2 hours of runtime with this camera. In the battery compartment is also where you place your micro SD card. You'll also notice a 2.5-inch Gorilla Glass touchscreen, and along the bottom you'll find the shutter button as well as the menu button. Looking at the upper front right, you'll find the speaker, which is extremely loud, followed by another microphone, then the power button, and then your Q select button. Looking at the back of the X4, you'll find another 8K camera lens as well as an upper microphone and a lower microphone. Also above the lower microphone would be the record status light. On the bottom of the X4 you'll find the tripod mount. Total weight of the X4 is only 204 grams. Now, like any camera on the market today, the X4 is very simple to operate. You press the shutter button to stop recording or take a photo. You press the menu button to scroll through all the different shooting modes. You quickly press the power button to power the X4 on, and you hold in the power button for a few seconds to power the X4 off. The Q button stores your shooting modes for quick access. Now most times you'll leave the camera on auto settings, but if you want to access manual settings, just swipe from the right to the left and you can access the manual settings. If you wish to change the resolution or frames per second of any shooting mode, just swipe from the bottom up and make your changes. If you wish to dive deep into the settings of the X4, swipe down from the top and there you can make all the settings to the X4 camera. And finally, if you wish to view all your videos and photos, swipe from left to right. You can see I don't have any here, so there's none I can show you. Now I'd like to show you what you get in the box if you buy the X4. Opening the box, you'll find the X4 and included accessories, such as a protective carry pouch to put your X4 in so that when you place this in your pocket, you don't scratch it up. A USB-C charging cable is also provided, as well as 2 removable lens protectors, some Insta360 stickers, and finally a pile of documentation. And now let me show you some popular X4 accessories you may wish to consider, such as the invisible extendable selfie stick I used in this review. Now please note that selfie stick does come in 2 different lengths. You can get the normal human size length or the Godzilla size length. Now if you wish to use the bullet time feature on the X4, you can get the bullet time bundle. This is actually a good deal because you get an invisible selfie stick, normal size, and you get a tripod for the X4. Another great accessory would be the rubber lens cap. You slide this over your X4 top lenses, you can shove the whole thing in your pocket, no scratches whatsoever. The quick reader accessory is for people on vacation that do not wish to transfer the photos and videos via Wi-Fi to their cell phone to send off to family and friends. So by installing the quick reader, basically what's happening is as you take photos and videos, they are being stored on the quick reader. And you will need to place a micro SD card in the quick reader in order to store the photos and videos. Then to transfer those photos and videos to your cell phone, you simply plug the quick reader into your cell phone using either the Apple connection or the USB-C connection. Alright, so you're back to me and I just want to show you this. You can see I have the X3 here, which was released a while ago, and now we have the X4. You can see there's a size difference, and that's pretty much because the battery in the X4 is huge compared to the battery in the X3. Also, the X4 can shoot at 8K, whereas the X3 only maxes out at 4K. You can get ridiculously slow FPS frame rates up to 120 frames per second on the X4. The X4 comes with the new removable, replaceable lens guards, whereas the X3 you had to stick them on and peel them off, throw them away, buy more lens guards. The X4 has a bigger touchscreen compared to the X3, and it is Gorilla Glass, so it is pretty much unbreakable compared to the X3, which you could possibly crack. The X4 has something that everybody who rides a motorcycle has been asking for, and that is gesture control. So on the X4, when you have your gloves on riding your motorcycle, you can put your hand up and start and stop the video or take a photo. So now many of you who own the X3 are going, well, should I upgrade to the X4? I'm going to say the following, because I've been using the X3 for the past year in all my product reviews and I love it, and I'm going to start using the X4. So if I had the X3 and only the X3 and not the X4, I would only upgrade if I needed 8K resolution, super high frame rate, a long run time on the battery, and you needed gesture controls. If you don't need any of those options, stick with the X3. However, if you do need the options, then upgrade to the X4 and sell your X3. Now I want to clarify something really quick. I know there's a lot of people watching this video who are still kind of confused about exactly what a 360 camera is, and they might think it's like a GoPro. It is not like a GoPro. So if your life is such that all you need to do is pick up a camera and point it at things and take pictures or make video, then you need something like a GoPro. Or if you're into photography, you're going to want to get the Ace Pro, because the Ace Pro makes the GoPro look like it's Mickey Mouse camera. However, if your life is filled with adventure and you need a camera that's going to capture everything in your life, even when you're not pointing the camera at something, then you need the Insta360 X4. Now, Insta360 wanted all of us reviewers who are reviewing the X4 to tell you that, yeah, it comes with lens protectors right here, so you're not going to scratch up your 2 lenses. In my entire review video of driving this around in RC cars, on a bike, flinging it through the air, I never put the lens protectors on because the lenses are very solid. However, if you're worried and it's a big investment, put the lens protectors on. And in addition, if you're super worried and you want the best lens protectors on the market, they do sell premium lens guards, and these are made out of tempered glass and they're non-scratchable, whereas these other ones will scratch up after a while. So if you really want the best of the best, a piece of glass over a piece of glass, then order yourself the premium lens protectors. Also, Insta360 asked all us reviewers to show you the cool app on the X4 here that is so neat and so easy to use. You can edit all your video just like all the cool videos you saw me doing. You can edit them all in the app. It's so intuitive. They want us to show you it, but I don't have time to show you it in this video. So you're just going to have to buy the product, play with the app, and figure it out. But I will say it's pretty cool. As you can see here, that's my video of the car going, and I can just spin the camera around and look anywhere I want and reframe the shot to look as I want it to look. So the video you saw was me just locking the image on the car itself. It's that simple. Also, the GPS I showed you in the video, which is on my watch, is something from Insta360. I use it with all the Insta360 cameras. It's just a simple little device for remotely controlling this unit, and it has a built-in GPS. It also acts as a watch and a compass and a few other things. I've shown it in many reviews in the past. Trust me when I say the X4 is a full-featured camera, and it's got so many features in it that it's going to take you a year to play with all of them and do all your creative videoing with this thing. So there's not enough time to show you everything in this video. However, if you go watch my review of the X3, I go a bit more in depth with a lot of the software and a few other things, and it's very similar on the X4. So maybe go watch the X3 review and then check out the X4. So now we come to the positives and negatives of the X4. Every video I make, I always put positives and negatives at the end. So let me tell you the positives. I love it. I simply love this camera. And the way I love it is that I use it in all my product reviews. So if you watch any product reviews of mine, this camera is either filming, or before this camera, it was the X3. It's so easy to take one of these cameras, put it on a tripod, stick it on the ground, go do your review, and it captures footage no matter where I walk, no matter what I do. It's got some footage that I can use in my review video. So now, what are the negatives? So honestly, there's really no negatives other than I noticed that if I record an 8K video for a very long time, it gets really warm. So I don't know if in the summertime when we have our hot weather, if that warmth is going to result in overheating. I don't know. So this brings me to the point of the video where I know I have probably sparked questions in your mind, and you have questions on the X4. So if you have questions, please post your questions below and I will get back to you with the answer. Also, you're probably wondering about the price of this unit. Well, the price is different in every country based on your currency, so I will place links below this video to the X4 plus all the cool accessories I showed you. You can check it out and find out the price for your country. It is a new product on the market, so it's not going to be your grandma birthday gift price range. So expect to see a good sticker price on this. So with everything said, I say thanks for watching the video. If you enjoyed it, please give it a thumbs up, and I'll catch you in a future video with many more cool product reviews. Until then, I say bye.